I'm Pedro Rivera.
And I'm Tanya Rivero, in for Shirlene. You are never more than 7 minutes away from weather and traffic, beginning with Brittany Bell. Good morning, Brittany.
And good morning to you, too. So we're finally done with the heat wave. Even though it doesn't feel like it right now, temperatures don't move much and actually cool down a few degrees throughout this afternoon. So we're still stepping out to a warm and stuffy morning in Central Park. It's 83, but throughout this afternoon, we'll see temperatures more so in the mid to upper 70s. Down to 69 in Montgomery, 77 in Morristown, and 83 in Islip. And that same front ushering in cooler temperatures, also bringing us a few showers this morning. Some of that could slow you down for your morning commute. So a downpour near Highland, Middletown, Newburgh, also Pleasant Valley, Kingston. It's wet for you. Heavier showers near Monroe and Bridgeport, and now the shower popping up near Patterson. It's dry across the boroughs with more rain near Hempstead and Oceanside and a few sprinkles near the South Fork. So temperatures this morning in the upper 70s, lower 80s. We slowly dip down a few degrees into the mid to upper 70s throughout this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies and a chance for a passing shower, but it's not going to be a washout. Heather?
And Brittany, we are going to go to net
Until September 7th.
I think there are going to be a lot of takers for those pools. The lines are going to be long, so get there early. And you are never more than 7 minutes away from weather and traffic, beginning with Brittany Bell. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning to you, too. I just love that last day of school feeling. I wish we could get that back because that goes away once you grow up, kids. But right now, it is still warm and muggy. Temperatures in the 70s and the 80s. But the good news is these numbers don't move much. We pretty much stay in this neighborhood. 79 in White Plains and 83 in Central Park. A cold front is also sparking a round of showers and a few storms. Most of that is north and east of the city. Heavier rainfall popping up near Orange and Ulster County, more the same near Bridgeport. So throughout this afternoon, we warm into the upper 70s, lower 80s. This is close to average for this time of the year. We'll have a chance for a few passing showers, especially this morning. Mainly dry this afternoon with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Around central Jersey, a high of 81 in Brick, the same in Toms River, and 80 degrees in Belmar. Moderate air quality, low to medium pollen levels, and UV index of 10. Look at temperatures tomorrow. Some spots struggle to get out of the upper 60s, and we're back up to 81 on Saturday. Heather?
All right, Brittany, let's side of the street parking rules are in effect. Tanya, Pedro, over to you.
Brittany, Heather, thank you. It is now 4:42. Coming up next on Eyewitness News, it's Authors Against Artificial Intelligence. A federal judge ruling in
stab with pain.
Now to the fight.
Our industry.
Caesars Palace Times Square says it would deliver more than $250 million in benefits to local businesses and residents. Its developer will file an official bid proposal tomorrow with the State Gaming Commission.
We'll see how that goes. It is now 4:48. Another day where I did not leave the house.
Ooh, it's warm.
I went home and I did not get out the house.
I mean, we get here early, right?
Yeah.
And just stepping outside at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's already steamy.
Yeah. Hopefully today is a little different, later on in the day compared to what we saw.
And it might be hard to believe stepping outside this morning because, yes, it's still steamy right now. Temperatures in the 70s and the 80s, but the good news is really don't move too much. We stay in the 70s and the 80s throughout this afternoon, which is where we should be for this time of the year. Skies are cloudy. It's 83 in Central Park. Still feeling like 85. Winds are near 6 miles per hour. 75 in Poughkeepsie. Still up to 80 in Danbury, Montgomery. You're 69 in Rock Hill, 67, 77 in Toms River. Dew points are slowly dropping north, and that's showing a sign that this cold front is dipping to the south, bringing in a cooler round of air across the area. So dropping down to the lower 60s in Poughkeepsie, but still in the 70s for most of New Jersey. We'll see more so onshore flow, and we're coming off a new moon, so coastal flooding could be a concern late this evening through early tomorrow morning, especially around the high tide cycle. That same front bringing us a chance for showers, especially this morning, even a few downpours. So a pocket of heavier rainfall near Thompson, Middletown, Montgomery, also pretty wet all throughout Dutchess County, sliding off to the south. Heavier shower near Ridgewood and Mount Pleasant. In Norwalk, you have heavier rainfall moving towards Bridgeport. If that holds together, it's dry in the city with more rain near Hempstead, moving towards western Suffolk County. Montauk, you're getting some rain as well. The bigger picture showing high pressure that continues to move away from us, and now this cold front front that will get closer, sparking a round of showers and also pushing in some cooler temperatures. So this morning we'll continue to see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll keep a chance for an isolated storm throughout this afternoon, but it's just not going to be a washout today. The bigger story is that temperatures finally get out of the 90s. Throughout this evening, mostly cloudy, and tomorrow morning a lot of cloud cover. Temperatures drop even farther down in the upper 60s and the lower 70s. That's below average for this time of the year. Late Friday into early Saturday, especially early Saturday morning, we wake up to scattered rainfall, and Saturday will be the more active half of the weekend. The same cold front coming through, that will move back to the north as a warm front on Saturday. That's why Saturday we'll see a round of scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. On Sunday, this front moves off to the south, so it should be mainly quiet, especially for the Pride March on Sunday. Just an isolated thunder shower is possible, but it's not going to be a washout on Sunday. Monday, that same front moves back to the north, and we'll see more rainfall. Looking at a more active pattern heading into the start of next week, but at least that means temperatures stay steady in the 70s and the 80s. Today, 79, much better compared to the past few days. Still humid, but at least we're cooler. Northeast winds ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, 66, mostly cloudy, and then tomorrow down to 70. Some spots struggle to get out of the upper 60s. For the rest of the 7-day forecast, more weather.
All right, Brittany, let's talk about this mess that we have at the George Washington Bridge. You can see they are slowly clearing that construction away on the outbound upper level. Inbound side looks pretty good, but again, the outbound side really a mess, causing that delay on the Cross Bronx Expressway. As you can see, everybody's just bumper to bumper getting into the George Washington Bridge. In fact, it will take you 22 minutes to travel 7 miles, so you're averaging about 19 miles per hour. We also have construction as you go on to I-95 going south near Cedar Street, and that's in New Rochelle. And then farther south, getting into Connors Street, you can see how heavy that traffic is. Just a really big line of one line of red there. That means that you are in
60s and the 70s. That's below average for this time of the year, and a lingering isolated shower is possible through Friday evening. Rain chances do go up on Saturday. Saturday will be the more active half of the weekend, all thanks to a warm front bringing scattered thunderstorms, especially Saturday evening, and then Sunday the front dips off to the south, so most of the rain starts to move away from us. An isolated storm is possible Monday. More rain coming in, and temperatures near 87 degrees. Today, 79, much cooler, and temperatures in the 70s, the lower 80s, northeast winds ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, 66, and tomorrow down to 70. Some areas struggling to get out of the upper 60s. For the rest of the 7-day forecast, more active on Saturday, 81, and then Sunday, 84. A stray storm possible, but not a washout for the Pride March. Early next week, 87, a chance for a few scattered showers, especially on Tuesday, and warm and less humid on Wednesday, with temperatures near 85 degrees. So Heather, we had some issues with the roads buckling yesterday because of the heat.
Yes.
How's that going on?
We have one road that was buckled yesterday, so some construction there, and that's in Oakland, New Jersey. So let's talk about this, though. Thanks, Brittany. We'll talk about the Ed Koch 59th Street Bridge, which looks terrific. No major issues here. You were running without any major problems. George Washington Bridge, they cleared that construction going over into New Jersey. You still have delays on the Alexander Hamilton Bridge and getting there, going 15 minutes to go about 7 miles. So it's not too bad, especially what it was looking like earlier. Route 1 south near Parsonage Road, accident. 2 lanes are closed down. That's in Edison. Netcong, New Jersey, overturned tractor trailer. That's 80 going eastbound right near exit 25. And then in Oakland, New Jersey, this is what Brittany and I were just discussing. 287 south of exit 57. It's construction blocking 2 lanes. This is where the road buckled yesterday. So they're still out there making sure everything is okay. And we have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Pedro and Tanya, over to you.
All right, Heather and Brittany, thank you. It is now 5:20. Up next, we're going to tell you about the new push to keep cigarettes away from beaches in New Jersey this summer.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but the FDNY is heating up. See here.
Ooh.
Calendar of heroes.
Yeah.
Welcome back. No butts on the beach. We're talking about cigarettes. Officials and public health advocates will gather at Bradley Park today to reinforce New Jersey's ban on smoking at public beaches. A towering 20-foot inflatable cigarette butt will be on display to serve as a visual reminder to beachgoers, and dozens of teens will be sweeping the shoreline, collecting cigarette butts and other litter. This is all part of the No Butts on the Beach campaign aimed at raising awareness about the dangers of tobacco use and the problem trash caused by cigarette waste.
Good cause. Get those butts off the beach. Later this morning, the FDNY is teaming up with the FDNY Foundation and Firehouse Subs to unveil the 2026 Calendar of Heroes. The calendar is returning for the first time since 2021. It'll feature 25 FDNY firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics. Money raised from the calendar will support the FDNY Foundation's mission to better protect the city, looking good while doing so, right?
Listen, heating things up this morning. It's only 5:24.
That's right.
No, it is now 5:24. Up next in Tech Bites, learn why gamers who play Fortnite could get a check in the mail this week.
Plus a big celebration for country.
Brittany Bell, who's been tracking some hot weather recently, and finally a little relief today.
Yeah, so we're saying goodbye to the 90s. So even though right now it's still warm and muggy, you're really going to notice the difference later this afternoon with temperatures holding steady, even dropping a few degrees in some spots. It's 81 in Central Park, mostly cloudy, and a cold front also bringing us a chance for a few showers, especially north and east of the city. But I do want to start with temperatures. 77 in Bridgeport, Islip 82 for you, and 76 in Toms River. The bulk of the rainfall is north and east of the city, so a downpour near Mount Hope, Pine Bush, Cornwall, moving towards Carmel and Dover, and then sliding off to the south. Greenberg, wet for you. Also wet in Stamford and Bridgeport. It's dry for now across the boroughs, and a heavier pocket of rainfall stretching from Oyster Bay, Brentwood, Babylon. That's tracking towards Islip, and a pocket of heavy rain near the North Fork. Throughout this afternoon, we'll keep a chance for a passing shower, but it's not going to be a washout. The bigger story is temperatures dropping down in the mid to upper 70s. It turns even cooler tomorrow. More details coming up. Heather?
All right, we do have this breaking traffic news and
extreme heat. It's still very stuffy outside with temperatures in the 70s and the 80s, but at least a cold front will keep us in the 70s and the 80s throughout this afternoon, and this is closer to where we should be for this time of the year. That same front also sparking a few showers and storms, especially north and east of the city, so some of you could run into that during your morning commute. Later today, only 79 in Central Park and 77 in White Plains. Here's a closer look at temperatures across Suffolk County. Quogue 76, the same in Montauk, and 80 degrees in Brookhaven. We'll see a mixture of sunshine and clouds with a passing shower, but it's not going to be a washout. Air quality is a little better, moderate, low to medium pollen levels, and UV index of 10. If you have any plans on heading to the beach, get ready for winds out of the east ranging from 10 to 15 miles per hour. So onshore flow, waves 3 to 4 feet, water temperatures in the upper 60s, and a moderate rip current risk. Check out temperatures tomorrow. Upper 60s, lower 70s, back to 81 on Saturday. Heather?
Wow, what a change.
During the game.
Also had a huge surprise for dozens of high school students in Newark. Hear the big news revealed at their graduation this week. But first, here's a preview of what Nina Pineda is working on for 6.
Ticket after ticket kept piling up for this Queens nurse, but the kicker, she had sold the car years ago. See how 7 on Your Side can rewrite this wrong coming up.
Yesterday, for the first time since the incident, the White Sox apologizing, displaying on their scoreboard this message: baseball is family. Marte's coach.
That is just not okay. That is not okay. I'm glad the teammates came up and supported him.
Keep it about baseball. Keep it about baseball. Yes. That's it.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Brittany, all right, so are we going to get a relief from the heat just a little bit?
We are. I know it doesn't feel like it when you step outside this morning. We're still in the 70s and the 80s, and it's muggy, but we stay in the 70s and the 80s throughout this afternoon. So in Central Park, the heat index 84, northeast winds near 7 miles per hour, down to 79 in Danbury, 68 in Montgomery, Newark 82, and 76 in Toms River. Now that we have this onshore flow and we're coming off a new moon, that is going to give us a chance for some minor coastal flooding around the high tide cycle tonight through early tomorrow morning, so there are some coastal flood advisories out later today. But let's talk about the rain. Some of this could slow you down for your morning commute because it is heavy in some spots. Cornwall, you have a downpour, Middletown, lighter showers, and heavier rain in between Poughkeepsie and Carmel. That's all sliding off to the east. North Castle and White Plains, a few sprinkles. Stamford, get ready for rain. It's dry across the boroughs for now, and then moving off to the east around Suffolk County. Downpours near Brentwood and Islip. That's tracking towards Brookhaven and Miller Place, also Riverhead, Southold, and Montauk. Here's a look at this cold front finally pushing this high pressure out of here, so we're going to get a break from the dangerous heat. Throughout this afternoon, we stay mostly cloudy. This current round of rain that moves offshore, and then we'll see a lull in the activity midday throughout the early afternoon hours. Later this afternoon, throughout this evening, a few isolated showers or storms could pop up, but bottom line, it's not going to be a washout. The bigger story is temperatures finally dropping down in the 70s and the 80s. Looking ahead to Friday, mostly cloudy, a sprinkle possible, and even cooler. High temperatures could struggle to get out of the upper 60s in some areas. The upper 60s, lower 70s, that's actually below average for this time of the year. This weekend, Saturday will be the more active half of the weekend. We start out Saturday with a few spotty sprinkles, a better chance for late day storms on Saturday, all thanks to a warm front moving through. On Sunday, an isolated storm is possible, but drier compared to Saturday. Good news for the Pride March. Still humid, but temperatures in the 80s, and we're not going to have to worry about dangerous heat. Monday and Tuesday up to 87 with a chance for a few stray thunderstorms. Today, 79, much cooler. Northeast winds ranging from 10 to 20, mostly cloudy tonight. Tomorrow, only up to 70, some spots staying in the upper 60s and a chance for a stray shower. A nice breeze out of the east-northeast ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Looking ahead to this weekend, afternoon and evening thunderstorms on Saturday, 81 on Sunday, 84. Isolated storm, mostly cloudy, a few breaks of sunshine. Monday and Tuesday, 87 and 85 with lower humidity on Wednesday. So Heather, even though we are cooling off, we had some issues yesterday with roads buckling because of the heat. How is that working out this morning?
We still have an issue with one road that buckled yesterday, and it's just spilling into today. Thank you, Brittany. Let's talk about our trains first. The Q trains. Trains are skipping 86th Street. It's loss of power to the signaling system, so you can use the 6 train or the M101 bus as your alternate. We have 80 east of exit 25. That's an overturned tractor trailer. Then a Wanacue. They were calling it Oakland, but this is more Wanacue, Riverdale Avenue. 287 south of exit 57. That's where the roadway buckled, so one lane is blocked off. They're out there. They're trying to get this repaired. We have the inbound side of the George Washington Bridge, delays into the upper level and that lower level, so a bit slow there. As you can see, it looks like we have something happening right there just as you get onto the span. You could always go down to the Lincoln Tunnel, or you could go to the Holland Tunnel as your alternate. An alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect. Pedro and Tanya, over to you.
All right, Heather and Brittany, thank you so much. It is now 5:53. The countdown.
Charged with tickets that don't belong to you. Nina Benet, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Wow.
I love it. Like, Nina also busted a crime ring there.
Yeah.
Like, she's helping the cops out with her investigation, right?
It's true. She's incredible. She's a woman of her word.
Does it all.
All right. Well, tonight the NBA draft continues at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
That's right. It all kicked off last night, and it aired right here on Channel 7. Right?
Oh, I love that.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's really all about. You work so, and Rutgers, how about that? Heather. Shout out Rutgers.
But also seeing the mom, that just gets me every time, right? Oh, God. Love that. Oh, my gosh. So what else is going to bring us to tears, Brittany?
Well, yesterday I was in tears with that weather. I made the same face.
Tears or was it sweat?
Yeah.
One or the other.
Hard to tell the difference.
Hard to tell the difference. So we are done with the 90s, but this morning it's still humid outside. So just get ready. Temperatures in the 70s and the 80s, but at least we stay in the 70s and the 80s, all thanks to a cold front. There is some sunshine coming out in the city, a mixture of sunshine and clouds on tap today. High temperatures in the 70s and the 80s. We're sitting at 80 in Central Park. It feels like 82. Northeast winds near 7 miles per hour. Montgomery down to 67, 75 in Morristown, and 74 degrees in Bridgeport. It's still pretty moist out there. Dew points are in the mid to upper 60s, lower 70s, slowly dropping in portions of the Catskills, but at least temperatures are cooling off. Now, with this onshore flow pushing in cloud cover and moist air, that's also increasing our chance for minor coastal flooding. So there are some coastal flood advisories out this evening through early tomorrow morning. That same front sparking a few showers. It's not a washout, but some of this rain is heavy, especially across portions of Suffolk County. Putnam County, it's wet for you. Sherman, also looking at light showers in eastern Dutchess County. Stanford and Bridgeport, you have heavier pockets of rainfall. Dry across the boroughs, but check out Suffolk County. Not seeing much in the way of lightning, but some of this rain is heavy, especially near East Setauket, Brookhaven, Spionk, also moving towards Southampton and Montauk. Now, once we're done with this early batch of rainfall, we'll see a break midday. But then later this afternoon throughout this evening, there's a chance for an isolated thunder shower. The bigger picture is showing a cold front moving south and high pressure finally moving out of here. That's been our main weather maker most of this week. But throughout this afternoon, we'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine, a stray shower, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and the lower 80s, and that's closer to normal for this time of the year. Tomorrow, even cooler, a lot of cloud cover that will hold us down in the upper 60s and the lower 70s with a stray sprinkle possible. Looking ahead to Saturday, we'll start out Saturday with a few showers here and there. Most of that should be light, but a better chance for afternoon and evening thunderstorms on Saturday, all thanks to a warm front coming in. That same front moves to the south as a cold front, so there is a lingering isolated storm possible on Sunday, but it stays mainly dry. Good news for the Pride March on Sunday. Looking ahead to Monday and Tuesday, a chance for a few pop-up storms and temperatures near 87. But today, this afternoon, we drop down in the mid to upper 70s, much cooler. A chance for a stray thunderstorm. Tonight, 66, and look at tomorrow, struggling to hit 70 degrees. For the rest of the 7-day forecast, Saturday, 81, Sunday, 84, and looking ahead to Monday and Tuesday, temperatures in the 80s. So not too active when it comes to the weather right now, but very active on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yes, as you can see from right behind me. Thank you, Brittany. We're going to check in now with John Del Giorno, who is up above this situation. John, that looks like we have some pretty backed up traffic because of this accident.
A lot of traffic down here, Heather, and good morning again. The good news here is that there does not appear for the Brooklyn Bridge. There you've got it, bumper to bumper volume south.
The speed limit, and don't speed, because now all of those people are going to be late for wherever they're going. LIE going eastbound right near exit 49. You can see that the HOV lane is blocked off. We did have an earlier accident. It's just being cleared away. Police are leaving the scene. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect. Pedro and Tanya, over to you.
All right, Heather and Brittany, thank you so much. Still ahead, details about a new role for former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani within the Trump administration.
And an investigation is underway following this roof collapse in the AccuWeather forecast. Hey, Brittany.
And some good news, we are done with the heat, but the humidity is still sticking around this morning, but at least throughout this afternoon, temperatures hold steady in the 70s and the 80s. That's when you really feel the difference outside. So this morning in the city, some sun coming out, temperatures near 80 degrees. We're mainly in the 70s and the 80s, but it is down to 69 in Poughkeepsie, 79 in Islip, and 74 in Bridgeport. A cold front also sparking a few showers, especially north and east of the city. All throughout Putnam County, you have light to moderate rainfall now tracking towards Danbury. Eastern sections of Fairfield County, dry in the city, but very wet all throughout Suffolk County. Heavy rain coming down in between Miller Place, Coram, Brookhaven, moving towards Riverhead, Southampton, also tracking towards Montauk. So once we're done with this first batch of rainfall, we'll stay mainly dry midday, and then later this afternoon, just a small chance for an isolated storm, and temperatures dropping in the mid to upper 70s and the lower 80s. Heather?
And Brittany, we have a problem.
Yeah, not a bad day to be outside. So even though it's still steamy right now, temperatures hold steady in the 70s and the 80s, even dropping a few degrees in some spots throughout this afternoon. That's all thanks to a cold front. That same front sparking a few showers, especially around Putnam and Fairfield County, more the same in Suffolk County. So wet start for some, but it's not going to be a washout with a lull in the activity by midday. Here's a closer look at temperatures across New Jersey. Hackensack 79 this afternoon, 81 in Hoboken, Cranford 82, and Maplewood up to 81, and we'll see a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Air quality is a little better, moderate, low to medium pollen levels and UV index of 10. At the beaches, east winds ranging from 10 to 15 miles per hour, waves 3 to 4 feet, water temperatures in the upper 60s, and a moderate rip current risk. Look at tomorrow, dropping down to the upper 60s and the lower 70s, and back up to 81 on Saturday with a few late day, afternoon, and evening thunderstorms. Heather?
All right, Brittany, on force effect. Brittany?
And Heather, we're getting a break from that heat wave, even though things are still humid right now with temperatures in the 70s and the 80s. At least we stay in the 70s and the 80s throughout this afternoon. Temperatures dropping in some spots. Tomorrow, 70, mostly cloudy. Looking ahead to this weekend, 81 on Saturday, 84 Sunday, near 87 Monday and Tuesday. Pedro, Tanya?
All right. Thank you so much, Brittany. That is it for now. I'm Tanya Rivero.
And I'm Pedro Rivera. I have more local news coming up in 25 minutes.
Tomorrow, with some spots struggling to get out of the mid to upper 60s Friday afternoon. So high temperatures this weekend, rebound into the 80s, and then we do have a chance of rainfall, especially on Saturday. I'll have a closer look at the timing and temperatures heading into next week coming up. David, Lauren.
Thank you, Brittany.
What are you doing with yourself?
Right up against the remnants of a cigarette. Not nice.
No.
Speaking of beach weather, today is not a beach day. The last 3 days would have been great for the beach.
But I'm okay with it.
Totally.
I go to the
Not
beach.
complaining.
I'm going.
You're not going to be dripping sweat today.
You can still make it a nice beach day. At least we're not dealing with dangerous heat like the last 2 days. Temperatures have cooled down to the 60s and the 70s. In Central Park, we're just shy of 70, running about 24 degrees cooler compared to this time yesterday. Thank you, cold front. Winds are out of the east-northeast, ranging from 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 25 to 30. We actually reached our high temperature just after midnight, near 85, but temperatures have been falling, especially after sunrise. Behind this front, our average high near 83, sunset at 8:31. Check out this wide range in numbers. Wrightstown 80, so you're just south of the front, compared to 69 in White Plains, 68 in Bridgeport, down to 71 degrees in Iceland. Even this morning, it was still muggy with dew points in the upper 60s and the lower 70s, so we started off with a tropical-like feel. But these numbers are dipping down in the mid to upper 50s and the lower 60s, so at least when it comes to the moisture, it feels a little better too. Winds are cranking up, gusting around an area of low pressure and a cold front, now gusting out of the east-northeast, ranging from 20 to 25 miles per hour, even up to 30 in some locations. This strong onshore flow combined with the recent new moon, that's giving us a chance for some minor coastal flooding. There's a coastal flood advisory for the boroughs, also down the Jersey Shore and coastal sections of Westchester and Fairfield County, also southern Nassau County this evening through early tomorrow morning. Skies are mostly cloudy, and I am watching some moisture just off to the northwest. Some of this cloud cover could break for a few sunny breaks across the region, but there is a chance for an isolated shower or storm, all thanks to a disturbance moving through. The bigger picture showing an area of low pressure and a cold front nearby, and that could spark maybe a straight shower. But it's not going to be a washout. Our in-house model showing a few showers popping up, maybe a storm late this afternoon throughout this evening, so you could run into that for your evening commute, and we'll keep that chance for a pocket of rain well after sunset. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, mainly dry, maybe an isolated area of rainfall, but temperatures tomorrow struggle to get out of the mid to upper 60s through Friday afternoon, so a big difference in the feel. Friday evening, mostly cloudy. Looking ahead to Saturday, we could see a sprinkle to start, but the bulk of the rainfall holds off until late Saturday afternoon through Saturday evening, all thanks to another front coming in. Sunday, a chance for an isolated storm. Overall, mainly dry, so not too bad for the Pride March. Temperatures in the 80s, and Monday into Tuesday, we get back up into the mid-80s, highs near 87 degrees. But this afternoon, maybe a few breaks of sunshine. Temperatures could try to get back into the low to mid-70s, but overall, much cooler with a gusty breeze out of the northeast, ranging from 10 to 20, gusting up to 30, and a chance for a shower or two. Tonight, 66, mostly cloudy. Look at tomorrow, temperatures near 70 degrees, so this cooler weather sticks around. We do start to rebound this weekend. Saturday, 81, a chance for late day showers and storms. We still could degrees.
I can live with this.
Decent stretch. We'll take it.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Brittany.
You know, we all know the rents are too darn high in New York City.
Newark 72 for you. There's also a gusty breeze, winds out of the east-northeast gusting up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. Even some spots with gusts near 30. So throughout the rest of this afternoon, we could see a few breaks of sunshine, and that could try to push us back up to temperatures and the low to mid 70s. With the bigger story, we are much cooler compared to yesterday, and we'll keep a small chance for an isolated shower or storm. This is what's going on satellite and radar. Skies are mostly cloudy, a few breaks here and there. We'll see that trend continue over the next few hours. I'm also watching some moisture getting closer, a few sprinkles now approaching northwest sections of Sullivan and Ulster County, even pushing just north of Kingston. So on Futurecast, showing a chance for a shower or storm later this afternoon throughout this evening. It's not going to be a washout, but have the umbrella just in case, and we'll see a similar story this evening. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, and temperatures Friday afternoon afternoon, struggle to get out of the mid to upper 60s for most of the tri-state. But this weekend, we rebounded to the 80s and we have a higher chance of rainfall, especially on Saturday, but it's not going to rain all day. I'll give you a closer look at the timing hour by hour coming up. David?
All right, thank you, Brittany. Police are investigating a dangerous heat wave that came through there, but today's a different story.
Yes, much better for us, even though in D.C. it's still very hot. Yeah. So they have heat index temperatures over 100 degrees right now. A totally different story. We're down in the 60s and the 70s, mostly cloudy with a gusty breeze. Compared to this time yesterday, we were already in the 90s. Winds out of the east-northeast ranging from 15 miles per hour. So we hit our high temperature before sunrise, 85, but temperatures have been dropping behind a cold front, and the average temperature near 83. That's our average high. Sunset at 8:31. Check out these numbers, so much better. 71 in Islip, 66 in Montauk, and 72 degrees in Andover. Dew points are improving too. This morning it was still stuffy. Dew points were in the 60s and the 70s, so we had that humid, almost tropical-like feel. Now we're dropping down in the mid to upper 50s and the lower 60s, but humidity will start to increase again this weekend, so let's enjoy today and tomorrow. Winds are gusting out of the east-northeast, ranging from 20 to 25 miles per hour, even some gusts approaching 30. So it stays breezy for this afternoon, and the combination of this onshore flow and a recent new moon, that's prompting a chance for minor coastal flooding. There's a coastal flood advisory for the boroughs, southern Nassau County, coastal Fairfield and Westchester, and this also includes Middlesex, Ocean, and Monmouth County throughout the high tide cycle. Skies are mainly cloudy, but I am noticing a few breaks in the cloud cover. It is thinning out in some spots, and we'll see that trend throughout this afternoon with a few breaks of sunshine, so that should allow temperatures to try to climb back into the low to mid 70s in spots that are currently in the 60s. I'm also watching our chance for rainfall. Some sprinkles are approaching Sullivan and Ulster County, also Dutchess County, even additional moisture just off to the north and to the west. We do have a chance for a shower or storm later this afternoon throughout this evening, but it's not going to be a washout. The bigger picture showing an area of low pressure and a cold front and a little disturbance triggering that round of rainfall. Throughout this afternoon, a chance for a shower or storm popping up, especially north and west of the city, and we'll see that trend continue throughout this evening. So it could be wet in some spots for your evening commute. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, maybe a stray sprinkle. The bigger story tomorrow is that temperatures struggle to get out of the mid to upper 60s in some areas. Looking ahead to this weekend, we rebound to the 80s. Early Saturday morning, a sprinkle is possible, but the bulk of the rainfall comes in Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, all thanks to another storm system that will come in. On Sunday, there is a chance for a leftover isolated storm, but it's not going to be a washout Sunday, mainly dry. So maybe a shower you might have to dodge for the Pride March on Sunday, but overall not too bad. Looking ahead to Monday and Tuesday, high temperatures near 87 with a chance for rainfall. Throughout this afternoon, much cooler, a gusty breeze, maybe a few breaks of sunshine. Temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. We get down to 66 to a nice drop in humidity.
Right, warm and less humid. I can read. Looks good. Thank you.
That's good.
Well, I'm trying.
Thanks, Brittany.
Barely, really.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at noon, teaming up for success.